What are we going to say to Allah Azza wa Jal when Salman al-Farisi, and we know his story, one of the greatest stories, the son of one of the richest men, the leader of his people, the Majus. When he entered Islam, he was made a governor after the Prophet ﷺ died. A governor spends all his time working for the people, so he had no time to make money, so they began to give him wages. His wages were 3,000. The second those 3,000 dirham reached him, he would give them fi sabilillah, and he would get up and stand on the minbar with almost half naked from the tattered clothes. He had nothing. He would give it all for the sake of Allah. My dear brothers, do you know how Salman al-Farisi died? My dear sisters, do you know how this great man died? You see, Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas relates this story. He said, I entered Salman al-Farisi's house while he was dying, and he was crying. So he asked him, Ya Salman, why are you crying? For verily the Prophet ﷺ died and he was pleased with you. Why are you crying? The Prophet died while he was pleased from you. That means inshallah you've got Jannah. Why are you crying? Do you know what he said? He said, I do not cry out of fear for death or love for the dunya, but rather I'm crying because we made a promise to Rasulullah ﷺ to live this life as if we were strangers, and look at how I'm dying with how much wealth I've got. Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas looks around and said, by Allah, all I found in his house was a jufna and a mutahhira. I think that's some food utensils and some utensils to make wudu and clean himself. And he was crying that he's got too much wealth to face Allah Azza wa Jal with on the Day of Judgment. What would Allah Azza wa Jal say to us about $100,000 car parked outside, or our spare cars on the side? Why? Why $100,000? Why? What's wrong with a $20,000 car? $80,000 spare. Do you know how many families you could set for life? Do you know how many people you could set, who need operations, you could send to hospital? My dear brothers in Islam, Allah Azza wa Jalla in the Quran, He says, وَلَا تُبَذِّرْ تَبْذِيرًا. Do not overspend. تبذير. Let me give you a difference between تبذير and إسراف. إِنَّ الْمُبَذِّرِينَ كَانُوا إِخْوَانَ الشَّيَاطِينَ. Verily those who overspend, let's translate it as overspending now. Verily those who overspend are those brothers of the shayateen. The brothers of the shaitan are shayateen. Allah is saying the ones who overspend are the brothers of the shayateen. Where are the shayateen going? And then in another verse, Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا وَلَا تُسْرِفُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُسْرِفِينَ. And eat and drink and do not overspend. Again, here I use the word تُسْرِفُوا. Verily Allah does not like those who overspend. What's the difference between israf and tabdhir, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam? Tabdhir is spending money in the haram. Whatever you spend for something which is haram is tabdhir. You automatically become the brother of the shaitan. But what's israf? And that's what's dangerous here. Israf is overspending in the halal, in the mubah, the things you're allowed to spend on, that aren't haram. This is israf. Allah is telling you, I do not like the ones who are musrifin, who overspend in the halal, the mubah. My dear brothers, we're not going to enter paradise except by the mercy of Allah, by the love of Allah, by the rida of Allah. Allah, He is telling you, I do not like the musrifin. How can you overspend in the halal and expect Allah to love you and give you His mercy? He's telling you, I don't love them. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, this dunya is literally destroying us. Sorry to keep repeating the same statement, but I want it to sink in. I want it to sink into my head before anyone else. Allah Azza wa Jal, the greatest, says, O you who believe, O people, sorry, not even the ones who believe, O people, prepare yourself for the Day of Judgment. Verily it is a great day. Allah Himself, the greatest, is saying it's a great day. Imagine how great it is.